Hello and welcome to day 7. We are almost done, only 2 lessons including this one to go for this unit. Today we're going to be looking at solving rational equations. What does that mean? It means solving equations that have fractions with them. So what we're first going to do is look at how to find a common denominator. So we always need, when there's fractions, to find a common denominator. Common denominator means that you must have the same denominator and it must be larger than the smallest number, or be the same number as the largest one. So with 9 and 6, we can look at 9 can be turned into a 9 by multiplying by 1, and 18 a 27, a 36, a 49, or a 54. We'll stop there. Notice that this is 9 times 1, 9 times 2, 9 times 3, 9 times 4, 5, and 6. 6 can be turned into 6, 12, 18, and right there we can stop, because what you will notice is that 18 and 18 are the same, meaning that our common denominators can be 18. To make the common denominator, I need to multiply by the same number divided by the same number. To find a common denominator, to create a common denominator, I'm going to take 9 and try to make it 18, as that's what I circled. So 9 times what gives you 18? 2. So I need to multiply by 2 over 2. Why am I doing 2 divided by 2? Because it's really multiplying by 1, meaning I'm not changing the value of the fraction. 6 needs to be turned into 18, which is 3. So 3 divided by 3. Again, multiplying by 3 divided by 3 is that's 1. Multiply across, I'm going to get 2 over 18 plus 15 over 18. And when you add fractions, the denominators must be the same. They stay that denominator, and then I add the two numerators to give you 17 out of 18. One way to do this is you can also check this on your calculator to make sure it's correct. So let's look at 7. We have 7 and 6. Well, I've already done 6, 6, 12, 18. I'll probably have to go a little larger because I know that none of those are multiples of 7. 30, 36, 42. If I look at 7, we get 7, 14, 21, nope, still not. 28, nope. 35, nope. 42, there we go. So 42. So 7 times what gives us 42? 7 times 6, and 6 times what gives you 42 but 7. So I take 6, multiply it by 2 to give me 12 over 42, minus 7 over 42. 1 times 7 is 7. And I'll get 5 over 42. So one thing that this shows right here is that I can always take the two denominators and multiply them together to give me a common denominator. It may not be the lowest one, but it will, excuse me, it will always work. So I could have had 54 here. It would have meant that I needed to simplify the last fraction, but I could have done 9 times 6 to give me 54. That would have given me common denominators. And in this case, 7 times 6 was our common denominator, which is 42. So what are the steps we followed in order to add or subtract fractions above? 1, find the common denominator. 2, make the denominators the same. 3, by multiplying the same number divided by the same number. And 3, add or subtract the numerators. So let's look at what we've got down here. Oh man, we're adding x's and variables and y's. It's okay. Do not worry. It's still the same idea. So in 3a, we have the same denominator. That's good. So we add 3 plus 5 gives us 8 over 2x. Notice that the 8 and 2 can simplify if we wanted to. We could each divide those by 2, so I'm going to get 4 over x. In b, same denominator, so I'm going to add the numerators, 3 plus x. Since they're not like terms, I cannot add them together, so I just put an addition sign, over x minus 1. You cannot cancel those. You leave it as 3 plus x over x minus 1. There are parentheses here, meaning you cannot cancel. In c, if we look at c, y and a 3. In this case, since one's a number, one's a variable, all we're going to do is multiply them together. So, what do I need to make a y into a 3y? Make that into multiply by 3 over 3. And the 3 I need to multiply by y divided by y to get it to make 3y. Therefore, I'm left with 15 over 3y minus 2y over 3y. And notice that these are not like terms, so I'm going to leave it as 15 minus 2y over 3y. I am done. I cannot cancel those y's. You leave it as 15 minus 2y over 3y. This y is not with each of those terms, so please do not do that. For d, this is really over 1. I have a 1 and an x minus 3. Anything multiplied by 1 is easy to make into the next term because you just multiply it by the x minus 3. So our common denominator is x minus 3. And the only way to do that is to multiply by x minus 3 over x minus 3. Now notice when I do that, you do need to distribute. So what I'll have here is 5x minus 15 over x minus 3 plus 4 over x minus 3. Now if you notice, I do have a number and a number, so I can add those together. And I will have 5x, a minus 15 and a plus 4 gives us minus 11, all divided by x minus 3. And I leave it just as that. The x's are not able to be canceled. For the last one on this page, notice that you have x and an x plus 9. The easiest way with variables to make common denominators is just to multiply them together. Now notice what I do not do. I do not distribute the x. I leave it as x times x plus 9. So what I'll do here is, how do I get an x to be x times x plus 9? I just multiply by x plus 9. And how do I get an x plus 9 to be x times x plus 9? Just multiply it by x. So what I'm going to get is 7 parentheses x plus 9 all over x times x plus 9 plus 5x over x times x plus 9. Now could have I distributed here? I could have, so let's just go 7x plus 63. Now I'm going to add my like terms. 7x and 5x gives me 12x plus 63, all divided by x times x plus 9. And I leave it in that form. I am done. So moral of the story here, when you're finding common denominators, if they're not the same and it includes variables, multiply the two together. What I would like you to do, as we are going to finish the video up here, is to do numbers 4, 5, 6, and 7. All number 4 is asking to do is explain what she may have done. Finish solving it, so it's good practice for you. What value can you do not divide by? And then, well, let's just talk about that. What value you cannot divide by? You cannot divide by 0. So it says here, what value would make each of these fractions false? Meaning, you divide by 0. So all you're going to do is set denominator equal to 0 to find where the fraction is undefined. So when I say false, it's really saying where these fractions are undefined, which means it cannot happen. So please make sure to finish 4, 5, and 7, and we will finish the rest of the notes in class. Enjoy the day.